Now we are going to discuss about some physical properties of alkyl halides, in which first property is nature of intermolecular forces. Now in case of alkyl halide, there is a bond present which is between carbon and halogen. This bond is supposed to be polar bond because carbon carries delta positive charge and halogen carries delta negative charge. This is because of electronegativity of halogen atom. It creates the electronegativity difference between carbon and halogen, and therefore this bond is somewhat polar bond. So nature of the alkyl halide is polar. Strength of this bond depends upon the size of the halogen. As we know that fluorine is the smallest halogen and iodine is the largest halogen. So strength of this bond depend upon the bond length, and bond length increases with increase in size of halogen atom. So if you take same alkyl group like methyl, and if you change the halogen, so it gives methyl chloride, methyl chloride, methyl bromide and methyl iodide. So considering the same alkyl group, this bond length increases with increase in size of halogen. So this is the largest bond out of all these alkyl halides, and because of increase in bond length, bond strength decreases. So this bond is somewhat easy to break, and therefore its bond enthalpy is lowest, and this one is having highest bond energy. Bond energy is the energy required to break the bond. This bond is stronger bond because of smallest size of halogen atom. Second property of alkyl halide we are going to discuss is their boiling points. Now boiling points of alkyl halides are somewhat higher as compared to the corresponding alkanes because of presence of halogen and the polarity of alkyl halides. And there's one more reason behind higher boiling point of alkyl halide is the higher molar mass of halogens. So if you consider the alkyl halides having same alkyl group, boiling point increases with increase in size of halogen. That is because with increase in size, van der Waals force of attraction increases, and that is also responsible for higher boiling point. But if the same halogen is there, in these compounds, halogen we have used its same, that is chlorine, but the number of carbon atom go on increasing, and therefore molecular size increases, and with increasing molecular size, van der Waals force of attraction also increases. So in case of same halogen, the compound having larger surface area or more carbons in the chain will show higher boiling point. So in case of straight chain and branch chain compound show lower boiling points because of lower surface area and lower van der Waals force of attraction. If number of halogens are increasing like monohalo, dihalo or trihalo, then the compound having higher number of halogens show higher boiling point because of more halogens and more molar mass. So that is how boiling point is dependent upon the van der Waals force of attraction, surface area and the molar mass of the alkyl halide. Third property of alkyl halides we are going to discuss is about their solubility. And the alkyl halides being polar, they must be soluble in water, but their solubility in water is somewhat less because when they are added to water, they get attracted towards each other. So their reactivity with water is less. They do not form any hydrogen bond with water. So their solubility in water is less as compared to the other polar compounds. To understand the nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halide, we must know a property which is called optical activity, which is supposed to be the important property of alkyl halides. And to understand the concept of optical activity, we must know some basic concepts which are present in optical activity. First term we are going to discuss is chirality. Chirality is the property of a compound which possesses at least one chiral carbon. Now what is that chiral carbon? Suppose there is a structure which is 2-chlorobutane. In this structure, this is of 2-chlorobutane. In this particular structure, there are 4 carbon atoms present. The first carbon is directly attached to 3 hydrogens and 1 carbon. The second carbon is directly attached to carbon, hydrogen and chlorine. This is the carbon attached to 2 carbons and 2 hydrogens. And this one is the carbon which is directly attached to 1 carbon and 3 hydrogen. So out of these 4 carbons, The second carbon is the carbon which is attached to 4 different atoms or groups, which are chlorine, hydrogen, CH2CH3 and CH3. So this carbon is attached to chloro, hydrogen, methyl and ethyl. These are the 4 different groups, and such carbon which is directly attached to 4 different atoms or groups of atom is called chiral carbon, and such carbon is denoted by using the asterisk. So this is supposed to be the chiral carbon, and the property of the compound is called chirality. So this is the basic property of a compound to show optical activity. It must possess at least one chiral carbon. This is the structure of 2-chlorobutane, which possesses one chiral carbon, and if you draw the mirror image of this 2-chlorobutane, so compounds having chiral carbon show mirror images which are non-superimposable. They show non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable mirror images are the images which do not exactly match with each other, like the hands. If you take the mirror image of hand, it will not match properly. It gets completely opposite structure. So such images are called non-superimposable mirror images, and compounds showing non-superimposable mirror images are only capable of showing optical activity. So compound must possess chiral carbon so that it shows non-superimposable mirror image, and it will eventually show the optical activity. Second concept used is plane polarized light. Now, to understand the plane polarized light or PPL, we must know what is ordinary light. Ordinary light is the light which shows oscillations in all possible planes perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light. And when this ordinary light, which is denoted as this is the oscillations in all possible planes. When this light passes through Nichols prism, it emerges out in only one plane, and that is called plane polarized light. So this is plane polarized light, and when the plane of plane polarized light passes through a solution of a compound which has a chiral carbon, then its plane gets rotated towards right or towards left. If the compound is capable of rotating the plane of plane polarized light towards right or left, then the compound is said to be optically active compound. So such compounds are, example of such compounds are sugar solution, lactic acid solution. So what happens when plane of plane polarized light passes through a solution, it planes, if not rotated, if it is unchanged, then the solution is supposed to be optically inactive. And if the plane of plane polarized passes through the solution, like glucose solution or lactic acid solution, its plane gets rotated towards left hand side or towards right hand side, and such compounds which rotate the plane of plane polarized light at left hand side or right hand side are said to be optically active compound. On the structure of 2-chlorobutane and both the non-superimposable mirror images of 2-chlorobutane. So basically they are the optical isomers of each other because they show similar structure, but the spatial arrangement is different. And the one isomer is named as D isomer. This D stands for dextrorotatory, and another isomer is L isomer. L stands for leo-rotatory. Now dextrorotatory isomer of 2-chlorobutane rotates the plane of plane polarized light in right hand side or in clockwise direction, and L isomer of 2-chlorobutane rotates the plane of PPL in left hand side or in anti-clockwise direction. So these are the two optical isomers of 2-chlorobutane, and these optical isomers are also called as enantiomers. And the equimolar mixture of D and L isomer is called racemic mixture, and racemic mixture is optically inactive because the optical activity gets cancelled and rotation gets cancelled, and therefore the overall effect is optically inactive. Racemic mixture is denoted as DL because there is exactly half dextroisomer and half leoisomer. So such mixture is optically inactive.